guys, Andy here from Nitecore Singapore. Ever had your headlamp dim halfway through a job, a hike, or even a rescue? Now that's your battery quietly giving up. So this is a Nitecore carbon battery 12K kit. It is a power bank, yes, and it's also a head-mounted external battery that doubles your runtime and unlocks a special performance mode on your headlamp. Today we're going to test everything: runtime, comfort, waterproofing, and whether wearing a 12,000 mAh power bank on the back of your head actually makes sense. So before we get into it, I'm giving away this Carbon 12K kit. Subscribe, drop a comment on whether you actually use this in your work and how. Once we hit 1,000 likes, I'll pick a winning comment and reply directly to it. So what exactly is this Carbon 12K kit? It is actually a 12,000 mAh power bank that mounts to the back of your headband like this and powers your headlamp through a USB-C port. You can see the wire goes all the way to the front to a HC65. Here, it outputs 30 watts on the back. It recharges at 27 watts and is IP68 rated, so you can dunk 2 meters underwater. It's about 190 grams just for the pack, and with the mounting kit 240 grams. Think of it as a runtime booster that also doubles as a power bank for your phones and cameras and even laptop. Nitecore did release a smaller 6,000 mAh power bank version as well sometime back, where it looks like this. It works exactly the same way, just that it's a smaller unit, but the 12K version is way more powerful. So why does this exist? Because headlamps dim as voltage drops, the Carbon 12K keeps voltage steady, so your brightness stays flat for longer. You can plug it into a compatible headlamp like the NU43 here, 45, 50, 53, HC75, UHE, and of course the HU2000. Once all of this plugs in, it triggers a performance mode. That means slower brightness drop, higher average brightness, and in some models the turbo doesn't cut out early. So in short, it gives you more runtime, more brightness, less stress over runtime. It packs 28% higher energy in the same size compared to typical rugged power banks, so that means more runtime per gram of weight, which is important when you're carrying it on your head. Carbon fiber shell and magnesium alloy frame keeps it light and tough. 10 LEDs here double as a rear safety light with 2 patterns, one that splits from the middle like this, telling those behind to go around you, visible. The other mode is from left to right, so telling those behind to overtake on your right. It's pretty clever when you wear it like this. The connection is simple: USB-C to USB-C. The quick release mounts locks the cable in tight so there's no flicker. It's impossible for you to accidentally snag the wire out because it clips in here and it clips in here. Your headlamp will always draw power from the Carbon 12K first, saving its internal battery. Official compatibility on the box, it says NU45, NU53 and HC65, but all of those I mentioned earlier work as well. I especially like how it works with the HU2000 now. Their 30 watt output can sustain turbo much longer. Other models, non-Nitecore, may still draw power but without the performance mode handshake. So real world test, I ran the NU53 at 800 lumens both ways without the pack, half brightness at 4 hours. With it, almost 9 hours before dimming, so that's roughly 2.2 times longer. The brightness stayed flatter, about 35% higher average lux throughout the first 6 hours. And temperature, this is actually barely warm. Right, the carbon and magnesium spread heat so well that you barely notice it's running. Comfort-wise, the headband is wider now at 32mm versus the previous 26mm, so it sits steadier and breathes better. The braided cable is also slightly elastic, and the rear mount is hollow to keep weight and heat down. The 190-gram pack here actually balances the headlamp weight perfectly. When you're done, just use it as a normal power bank. So this can charge my iPhone 15 Pro from 30 to 80% in about 40 minutes at 30 watts. It also top up a MacBook Air. Just note, one USB-C port here, so charging and output share the same port. You can't charge this and charge something else at the same time like other power banks. So any trade-offs for using it? It is extra bulk on your head. You have to deal with one more cable on the side here, and in tight spaces, you notice it hitting on the wall. Actual rated capacity is about 6,900 mAh, not the full 12,000 mAh, and at around 159 Singapore dollars, it's not cheap, but you're paying for reliability. So who is this for? It's for people that live in the dark, search and rescue, industrial tech, expedition hikers, night photographers, utility crews. If you just camp once a month, probably this is overkill. But if runtime and consistency means safety or productivity, this makes sense. So should you buy it? If you already own a compatible headlamp like this HC65 UHE, this is the cleanest way to extend runtime and keep brightness steady. expect about 2 to 2.5 times longer runtime, flatter output, and a more balanced fit. It also works on helmets as well if you're wearing a hard hat. It's tough, waterproof, and purpose-built. If you are a casual user of headlamps, then spare batteries will work just fine. If you're a pro, this is peace of mind that you can wear. So if you ask me, the most important problem this solves is not making the headlamp brighter, it's about not worrying if your only headlamp will die out on you in the middle of a dark cave. Now that is priceless. Would you wear a battery pack on your head for double the runtime? Let me know in the comments, and let me know which headlamp you'll pair it with. I'll see you in the next one. I'm just signing out.